It's so good to be here. I'm going to start straight away because there was a French person in the room. Where was my French person? Yes, okay, just do me a favour. My name's Rachel. How would you say it? Rachel. Thank you. I just needed to hear it. It makes me feel sexy. Rachel. Rachel. I used to live in France. I used to live in France for a whole year of my life. I was Rachel. And I felt really sexy. And the only problem is now every time I see a French person, I'm like, could you do me a favour and say my name? I said it to this guy recently. I was like, could you do me a favour? Say my name. Could you say my name? Could you say my name in French? And he looked really confused and just went, mon nom. But I liked it. I like being a Rachel. I like spending my time and everyone going, bonjour, Rachel. I really, really enjoyed it. And then I moved from France to the Netherlands. And that's where I became Rachel. Which I think we can all agree is decidedly not as sexy. I don't know, give us a cheer if you're a Dutch speaker. You speak Flemish, Dutch? Yeah? Does anyone know the meaning of Rachel in Dutch? It's spelled exactly the same, R-A-C-H-E-L. Does anyone know what it means? No? Anyone in the building trade? Because basically, I found it recently, it's a slat in the ceiling. Slat, I said, okay, it's a slat. and it's a slat in the ceiling that you attach plasterboard to or other nailable objects. Basically, I'm nailable. That's all I'm saying. In Dutch, I'm nailable. And it doesn't get any better than that. I was looking up my name recently and what it means. Now, my sister, she's called Anna. That's a Hebrew name, and it means God's favoured one. My brother is called Rick, and that means a brave warrior. And I was like, okay, what does Rachel mean? It's a Hebrew name as well. I was like looking up, what does Rachel mean? Does anyone know what Rachel means in Hebrew? Female sheep. That's it. Basically, I'm nailable or I'm a female sheep. Basically, I like being fucked by Welsh guys. That's it. That's what my name means. But I like living in the Netherlands. So I'm originally from the UK. I used to like telling people I was from the UK. I used to like people, knowing I was from England. And people would go, oh, that's really interesting. And they'd ask interesting things like, oh, where are you from? Or have a nice discussion about England. Now they just look at me with pity and just go, Brexit. That's it. But so I like living in the Netherlands. It's really good. I've learned the language. It's quite hard to learn Dutch because every time everyone hears you speak Dutch and they can tell you're not Dutch, they'll speak back to you in English. Is that the same here, trying to learn the language? Yeah. It's really hard. Like recently I was in Action. Do you have Action over here? Yeah? Imagine it's like Poundland in England, but not quite that posh. I was trying to find out the price of something, and the guy heard I was English, and he was like, "Oh, you're English. Good afternoon, madam. And how may I help you?" He sounded more English than the king. So I was like, okay, I'll continue in English. What does this cost, please? And he said, oh, I'm very sorry, madam, but I've got no fucking clue. Beautiful English. Absolutely beautiful English. Really, really good. But sometimes I get caught out because the thing is I learned German, I studied languages, and German and Dutch are a little bit similar, so you can use sort of similar words. Beer, it's the same, house. Not all words. Like, for example, my hobby is sewing. In German, that's nähen, and in Dutch, naaien. And so I like telling people about my hobby. And I was quite surprised how many people were interested in hearing about my hobby. Even the guys. Until I found out that naaien, it doesn't just mean sewing, does it? It also means fucking. Yeah, I had no idea. I've been going around telling people I love naaien. Absolutely love it. I do it a lot. Mainly at home on my own. But I'd rather do it in a group, like a sewing circle. I got invited to a party. I got very excited because they told me there'd be lots of naaien. I was like, yay. Turned up with all my material, all my needles. There were no needles, but lots and lots of pricks. There's another word in Dutch, actually, that I don't know if it's the same in Belgium. Swaffling. Do we all know what swaffling? Can't translate it. Swaffling. Does anyone know what swaffling is? Do I need to explain it? Yeah, do you want to explain? No, I'll explain it. Basically, I love this. The dictionary definition of swaffling is to slap your soft or semi-erect penis, often repeatedly, against an object or a person. I love that. This is the same language that has the same word for nephew and cousin. You've got the same word for nephew and cousin. You don't make any distinction. It's like, I have no idea how we're related. Can I fuck them? Can I not? But you have like one word, Swaffling. I think it's absolutely brilliant, which basically was brought to you by two Dutch people who went to the Taj Mahal and decided to swaffle the Taj Mahal. And the reaction to that was the video that they made went viral. Did you get this? It went viral. This was in 2008. And the response from the Dutch TV stations was to invite people to send in more videos of them swaffling things. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And consequently, it became Word of the Year. I love it. The Word of the Year. Just to give you some context, in the UK in 2008, Word of the Year, credit crunch. Basically, while all the British guys were tightening their belts, the Dutch were loosening theirs. But I like living in the Netherlands. I've got 2 kids. Give us a cheer if you got kids. Yeah, that sounds. That's the level of enthusiasm I expected. Yeah, give us a cheer if you haven't got kids. People with energy. That's what I like. So I'm bringing my kids up in the Netherlands. It's quite interesting because I grew up in a very conservative village in the south of England. My children are growing up in a very liberal, tolerant sort of society, and it's very different. You know, just to give an example, sex education at school. So my sex education at school was, if a man loves a woman and they're married, they can have a special cuddle, and that's how babies are made. That was it. And then they just showed us a video of rabbits having sex. I still have no idea to this day how it's done. Ruined Watership Down for me, though. Whereas in the Netherlands, my daughter, she came home at the age of 6. She explained to me what a dildo was. It's very, very different over there. Very, very different. But yes, it's fun having teenagers. Anyone? There were a few people that sort of had some tired cheers for having kids, but any of those teenagers, give us a cheer if you've got a teenager. No? Okay, just small kids, okay. Oh, small kids come with their own problems because you need a babysitter, don't you? That's really hard work, having to get a babysitter. I remember the first time I had to get this babysitter, I was going to go on a date night with my husband. I got myself all dressed up, you know, looking really good, ready for a night out. Babysitter came round, she got herself dressed up for a night in. We were wearing the exact same thing. She settled herself in on the sofa, right? She's zapping through Netflix. She's got a bag of snacks and sweets. She gets her cosy blanket. She's settling herself in the sofa for a night in, and I look at her and think, what the fuck am I doing? I am paying her to do something that I would quite frankly rather do myself. I thought, you know what? I'm going to pay my husband to go out with a babysitter. Best date night ever. But now I don't need that. I've got teenagers. That comes with its own problems. The thing is about having teenagers is everything that you try and teach them as children, right, that they don't get, they suddenly get it when they're teenagers. And then they do it just to exaggerate and to piss you off. Just for example, like when they started speaking, I would really encourage that. I'd say, oh, you said mum. Can you say it again? Mum. I was like, oh, listen, he said mum. Say it again, mum. Oh, go on, say it again. Say mum, say mum, say mum. Now, I'm like, will you stop saying mum? Because it was all this at the time. It's like, mum, what's for dinner? Mum, can I have some money? Mum, can I have a lift? Mum, can you have me? I'm like, please, I don't want to hear mum anymore. Or, for example, trying to get a kid in the shower. I could never get my child in the shower because he never wanted to get wet. I'll be like, could you get in the shower? And he's like, I don't want to get wet. Get in the shower. Now I spend my life banging on the door going, can you get out of the shower? Can you get out of the shower? What's a 15-year-old boy doing for half an hour in the shower? Surely he must be clean by now. Or trying to get the kids to eat vegetables. That's really hard. Trying to get my kids... I did everything to try and get my kids to eat their vegetables. I used to puree the vegetables. I used to mix the vegetables in with the meat. I used to make faces out of the food. Do you know what they've gone and done? They both turned fucking vegan. I don't know if is there anyone vegan in the room? I have a question. Is anyone here vegan? Statistically, there is, but you're just too scared. No, I just have a question, like, because the thing is, I wanted to use normal toothpaste because I found out that Colgate is not vegan. I don't know if you know this. Colgate is not vegan. I don't know who the hell is eating Colgate, but it's not vegan. So I have to go to a special store just to buy vegan toothpaste for my daughter. I go to this special organic vegan store. And I look very sort of smug and proud, like I'm supporting the vegan cause. And they're like looking at me, like looking proud. And then that pride just sort of goes to disappointment when I put that vegan toothpaste in my leather handbag. But I have to buy all like vegan produce now. They don't call it vegan anymore, they call it plant-based, don't they? Plant-based, I have to buy plant-based cheese and plant-based meats. And the other day my daughter, she wanted plant-based cakes, okay? So I got these plant-based cakes and I found out, you're not supposed to give those to kids. Not that kind of plant-based. That's what you get for living in Amsterdam. Guys, I'm gonna leave you on one more thing. I was talking earlier on about the differences in sex education and everything, but I actually quite like that in the Netherlands. I quite like the fact that they're very open. They're quite sex positive over there. They talk about it a lot. Consequently, we've got the lowest rate of teenage unwanted pregnancy in the Netherlands, whereas in the UK, where I'm from, it's the highest. And that's because they talk about it. There's a lot of things set up for education. For example, the first condom store in the world is in Amsterdam, the Condomery. And they give out lots of advice and things like that. So, for example, one of the things that I learnt recently is from the Condomery is if you're having sex for more than half an hour, you should change the condom because it's not safe. Did you know this? No. Did you not? No? Did you not? Did anyone know this? Did anyone know this? Did anyone know there are people out there having sex for more than half an hour? I say if you're having sex for more than half an hour, he's a keeper. Guys, you've been absolutely brilliant. My name's Rachel Morton-Young. Thank you.